What's up? Tommy, Modern K9 Solutions. Today is my day 2 of my 90-day challenge for daily content. Getting this one a little bit late. Um, Today I want to cover understanding some dog behavior stuff. I feel like that's a huge misconception with a lot of pet owners, dog owners, not truly understanding what they got going on with their dog. So, one of the big things that I have noticed over the years of being a dog trainer is clients not understanding body language or how to communicate to their dog. 90, probably more than 90% of dog communication is through body language. So a lot of times we'll get clients that come in and say, "Oh, well, my dog knows how to sit and down and come based off of hand signals," which is great. Hand signals are a powerful tool. They work really well, but they only work when the dog is paying attention. So part of the reason why a lot of people find success with hand signals with their dog is that because dogs understand body language, hand signals is a form of body language. So they pick up on body language and hand signals super fast. A really good test that you can do to try to see if your dog understands the verbal command or the verbal cue versus just your hand signals or body language is having your dog out, put your hands in your pocket, stand straight, and give your dog a command. If the dog blows you off or looks lost or tries to do something and it's not the right thing, there's a really good chance that your dog truly doesn't understand the words that you're saying and is feeding off of your body language. So body language, a couple examples would be, using your hand and doing some kind of a gesture. It could be leaning over for a down because you've shaped the down by luring or using a treat to get the dog to the ground. So they're watching you bend over and that becomes the command. Another good example would be a recall, would be you walking away from the dog and the dog comes running towards you. So those are all examples of different types of body postures, body language, signals to the dog that we're using and not the verbal cue. So we try to teach the verbal cue first because the verbal is going to be more important when the dog isn't looking at you. And when we start talking about drives, and let's say the squirrel runs across the yard and the dog takes off after the squirrel, your hand signal isn't going to be enough to get the dog back to you because he's not looking at you. So when we start getting into drives and distractions and things like that, your verbal cues and your verbal commands are going to be super important because the dog needs to hear you. That takes us to a whole nother level of different things and different conversations. And I really want to focus on body language on this one specifically because a lot of people struggle with that. And ultimately part of that is that it's human nature. We talk with our hands, we talk with our body, we're very animated when we're doing things with other humans, and then we transition that to our dog. And then our dog starts relying on that body language and body cues to understand what is going on or what our expectation is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most pet owners can train their dogs to sit down, come, sit, place, all those different things. When it becomes a problem is when we start getting the behavioral stuff, when we start getting into higher drive dogs, and the dog isn't always focused on us. Love hand signals. I use them all the time, especially in public when I'm with my dog and I don't want to have to communicate verbally to my dog. I can give my dog a hand signal and my dog will comply to the hand signal. But that is only part of the equation. And for most people, a verbal cue is going to be more powerful and it's going to be a better way to communicate to your dog, especially at a distance when your dog isn't paying attention to you. So I hope that helps understanding and decoding a little bit about body language and what you're seeing with your dog. Big things for me when it comes to body language is because dogs read body language so well and so fast, even our subconscious body language. So if you come in the house upset, you're mad, your dog sees those things and your dog perceives the next time he sees that, the outcome that happened last time. So a great example would be you come home from work, you're upset, you're tired, whatever. You go to the door and your dog's super excited to see you and you shoo your dog away or whatever the case may be. And now you wonder why when you come home and you're all excited and your dog goes and leaves the doorway when you walk in, because he has seen a pattern of you being upset, seeing that body language of you being defeated or tired or whatever, and that you don't want the dog to be around. So another good example or good thing that you can try is walk into your house super excited and see how your dog responds. And if you do that for a few days, then come into the house and see what it's like when you have a upset expression or whatever on your face, and you can fake it. Your dog's not going to know the difference the first couple times you do it, and see how your dog responds. If you're already fighting your dog to meet you at the door and they're jumping on you and trying to barge down the door when you come in, then it's a really good chance that your dog is used to seeing you, super excited to see him, and you've already established a routine that at the doorway we are jumping and playing and all that kind of stuff. So this isn't to say that that's a bad thing. I'm not going to demonize you for having a happy dog at your house and your doorway, whatever. Everything is personal preference. I personally don't like my dogs jumping on me when I first walk in the door, because I typically have a computer bag or my cell phone or something along those lines. And with big, powerful dogs, they're going to knock it out of my hand. They're going to knock it off, and there's a chance I'm going to break something. So I truly like having my dog stepped away from the door. And I normally ignore my dogs when I first walk in the door until they settle down. And now that we've been doing this for so long, a lot of times they'll just run to their place cot. They'll sit there and wait patiently till I set my stuff down, and then I call them over to me for affection. Again, not something you have to do. I'm not going to tell you how to run your household with your dog. It's just an example of what I do with my dogs and having powerful dogs that are willing to jump on me and want the attention right away. And this is something that I've conditioned over time. Everyone's household's different. So I hope these little tips and tricks give you guys some help. Let me know if there's anything else that you'd like me to specifically cover. I have a whole list of stuff that I'm going to go through over the next 90 days, and I hope you stay tuned. See you later.